than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Pal, we haven't seen anybody in days.
We've been lost in these woods.
For audio listeners, we are surrounded by various greenery. We won't get into it yet.
We're gonna start getting into like old timey radio folly, like the old radio shows.
Yes.
We're on a train. You gotta talk.
Oh,
I'll
right. Right. I got too excited about doing the train.
Right, okay, we're on a train.
The sun sets over the valley.
I appreciate
That's all
you
I got for some
hopping
reason.
with me.
All
We're
I
both
got is the
hopping
sunset
for our
over the
audio
valley,
listeners.
brother.
It painted a picture though.
No, it got there.
So we are in the woods.
Yeah, we are in, dare I say, the wilderness more so.
It's basically Blair Witch.
The unknown, if you will.
The unknown.
Yeah.
The unknown. And is that a scary place to be?
I think it could be. I think at times, for sure, it'd be justifiable to be a little spooked.
Watch your back.
I think keep one hand on the gun.
I think when you sleep at night, keep a Glock under the pillow.
I'm thinking machete under the mattress, baby. That's where I'm at.
Watch your back.
Watch your back in the woods. But that's the thing, guys. It's not that kind of unknown here. You're safe here.
Yeah.
Look at this. We clearly friendly.
Friendly. We're in the friendly woods.
Obviously the friendly unknown.
The friendly unknown. You can make it, and I think it's so friendly when you're with a pal.
Wasn't that Wonka experience? Wasn't there a character named the Unknown?
Oh, yes. Wasn't that
A
the...
little callback to 2024 for you.
That was awesome, guys.
That
Can we all
rocked.
collectively say that was a fun time to be on the internet?
I say as long as you are not charging too much, more scams of that caliber. I'm sorry, that's not even a scam. I'd say charge less and also advertise correctly. But I am all for a $5 really weirdly put together exhibit.
There's also something to
Sign
be
me up.
said, like, obviously, when you pay for something, you should get a good product. For those who don't know what we're talking about, there was a Willy Wonka experience that was advertised as this, like, amazing wonderland, but it was, like, all AI images. And then when people got there, it was, like, in a warehouse. And they
just
were,
some
like,
folding tables.
Like, the Oompa Loompas had, like, their hair looked all crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone looked
You had to be
hungover.
there, honestly, 2024.
Yeah, just look up The Unknown from the Wonka experience.
Yeah.
But it was a fun time to collectively all, like, I think
Giggle.
I think 2025 should be about embracing the bad experiences like that. In terms, that
Yeah,
sounds
guys,
bad.
let's just hunker down and start.
That sounds
you know?
bad. But I more mean, I
No.
think this is a lesson we're learning too of, like, even the kind of roads you don't think are, like, you're in the moment, you're kind of like, what? I paid so much money and this is not going how I thought it was going to go. That's a fun story later.
Yeah, as long as
It's
it wasn't
a gift
too much
to your
money.
future self.
As long as it wasn't too much
That's
money.
what I mean.
feel like
It's
if
gotta
it's
be
too
a
sweet, this
reasonable
lantern
amount.
is-
Yeah, we got a lantern
we
here.
keep putting things
Ooh,
between us. Season 2 is all about random objects hanging.
We got a
'cause
hook
now we
up
have a
here
hook
now.
on the ceiling. Yeah, guys, you were wondering about what season 2 is going to look like. We have a hook on the ceiling now.
Hook.
Things are going to be hanging
And we have
way
a few more, like, little clippies around. So
Yeah.
we're hanging more stuff.
Yeah, guys, look out. Okay, things are going to get crazy.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time, though, before Papa comes and, like, repaints this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been happy with it lately.
No, every time she comes in, she goes,
She's she's more strict about
We
it
go,
than
"We
we
love
are. Yeah, we're like, it looks great in here.
I get sentimentally attached to everything, so I might have to say goodbye to the first coat of paint. You know, I might have to have my moment with it.
But it's going to look the same.
Yeah. I'd love to put our handprints on it. I always wanted to put my handprint on a wall.
In the same color.
No. Yeah, maybe a little
So you
slightly.
never see it. A little darker.
Yeah, I want to know it's there. That's all.
I want my handprint on your side and your handprint on my side, so then we can be like,
Guys, next week we're going to have that.
yeah, well, that's easy.
Guess what, guys?
We're
That's a
doing that.
rapid fire
You might
one.
come back and we have handprints on the wall. You don't know. So this is about what are we doing in these woods?
What are we doing in these woods? Sometimes you got to look up and go, what are we doing in these woods?
Hang on, we've been in the woods for a minute now.
Yeah, we did
It's
set
kind
that
of like
as the
Narnia,
precedent.
where you're hanging out for a while and you're like,
Yeah.
why are we here?
Yeah, but then the second we're out of this garage, it's actually only been about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we filmed that New Year's episode quite a while ago. So this is the first time we've really been back together, can you tell? In a minute. Which is very exciting. But we kind of now have past New Year's in our time, and we had started thinking about our own goals and, like, kind of wanting to get more deep into, like, what the goal setting aspect looks like. Because we kind of talked about making resolutions, but we didn't really talk about, like, putting those resolutions into like goals and actions
Yeah.
that you can do. That sounds
They were
so,
more
like
vague at the time, I think. Those were, I mean, we were giving a list of things we were letting go of, but in terms of what we were walking towards, it felt a little bit more vague. And then as
Yeah.
time passed and we spent time apart and then got to get back together.
and got to like talk about it. And
Yeah,
like,
on New Year's we went to the beach at sunset with our
we had a little
with our
bonfire.
dear Tommy and Jillian.
Millicent lit it up. The bonfire was like, can I put that photo? There's
Yeah.
a photo that Thomas has of it looks like Millicent's on fire. Like as she's building this fire. It was
Guys, something comes over me when I'm at a beach and
She
there is a bonfire to be
hustles.
built.
She hustles.
I need it. I need it.
It's really
Blazin'.
great.
Thank you. But we've been in that mindset more, and I think we've kind of been honing in on that. And so we wanted to talk a little piggyback. You want to take it from here real quick? I'm going to take a sip of water.
I wish I would
reset my
knew
mouth.
what you were trying to say. 'Cause
Piggyback off of last week.
Yeah. We have been setting personal goals for ourselves and getting to talk about that with each other on the beach. We were like, we all took some time on our own and kind of wrote things that we like want to do in this upcoming year, or like even just like energies we want to bring, or like attitudes and stuff around our lives.
Things we wanted to let go of and things we wanted
Yeah.
for our personal lives.
And so it was cool to like get to share that with each other, because actually
Mm-hmm.
Jillian had requested that. She was like, could we all meet up? And so you can do this too with your friends, even at this point. Like it's not too late
It's
to
not
do this,
too
even
late.
though we passed New Year's. Like you're still early in the year. Like don't waste the year just because
Yeah.
you didn't do it on New Year's.
If anything, your first month can be the planning month
Yeah.
in that way. So
But Jillian had reached out and been like, can we all like have time together to like set goals and stuff and support each other, which was so fun to do.
It
And to
rocked.
get to like hear what everyone had been thinking about. And so many of our things were
Yeah.
like really aligned with each other, which was really cool.
that was very exciting, and I think in that moment we realized I mean, not for the first time, but it definitely everybody having such aligned purposes and kind of goals allowed
and
us
just
to.
feelings about the new
Yeah,
year was very cool.
It was affirming for myself personally. It was affirming to hear other people around me having the same goals, and also empowering, because I was like, if that energy is around me and that's what I'm.
Yes.
Those are the people I'm spending time with, and they're pushing
Yeah.
towards these things. That's automatically just going to help me.
And it's so exciting to see. We've talked about this before, but getting to support, and obviously this is what this episode's going to be about. It's going to be about setting goals, but like with your friends, how to support your friends' goals and how that can kind of work together.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's a very cool thing to see. And I think from the start of the Bimbos, like our weekly gathering that we have of like women and non-binary people that just hang out and kind of get to like it, without even trying, a lot of times it gets to people talking about like things that they want to do, and like we have very open friends, like they very are happy to share and happy to receive. So getting to share those goals with friends, and now we are seeing those from years later.
Yeah.
Like our friend Jenny, we got to see her perform in her new band the other week, and it just
Jenny
was
Sparkles.
Jenny Sparkles. It was so exciting because this is something she's wanted for so long.
Yeah.
And to see it come to fruition in such a powerful way was so exciting.
I mean, even just like seeing a song go from a demo on her phone to now
Yeah.
I'm seeing it on stage, and
Or
the coolest,
knowing the stories.
yeah, knowing the stories, and also just absolutely seeing one of your friends in their element, just shining in a
Yeah.
way that is so perfectly meant for them. She was up there on that stage with the
Glowing.
girls.
And obviously, not everyone's going to have like cool friends in bands. We get it though.
Get some,
We live in
though.
a city that is a lot of artists, which is very cool. But like even our friends that are in the corporate world, like when they get promotions or when they like
Yeah, it
are
rocks.
working on a project at work, like we talk about that, and it's so fun to hear like office drama. We live for it. We live for
We
it.
ain't got none right now, so we're both kind
If there's office drama, there's a problem.
yeah. Oh no,
That's what I'm saying. There's not.
there's not. Our HR department is incredible.
Oh yeah. They are.
Yeah.
So much understanding. So
Yeah.
we got our little notebooks down here.
Yeah.
We want you to meet up with a friend in the woods.
In the woods, we're going to take you on a bit of, dare we say, if I may call it, almost a choose your own adventure. You know
Yeah.
those Twitter threads that'll be like interactive thread, build your mansion or something
Yeah.
like that, and it'll be like pick your kitchen. I love those. First of all,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will always just be like,
BuzzFeed.
sure, I'll do
There'll
it.
always be my heart will always beat a little for a BuzzFeed quiz.
BuzzFeed. Okay. So anyways, we're going to take you on a bit of a choose your own adventure. We're going to guide you through this journey to make the wilderness into home
Yeah. Because
with a pal.
with a pal, because it's so much easier with
Yeah.
a pal.
So we wanted to give you guys a little roadmap.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna
First
meet up with a pal.
You're gonna meet up with
Okay.
them. Easy enough.
Easy enough. And you can do some of this prep work before you meet up with your pal, or you can just do it with your pal in the moment.
Also,
So,
these can be long distance pals. Let's be sure
yeah,
about that.
absolutely. You can call. Sometimes that's easier almost too, to have like somebody outside of your immediate friend group to like have these kind of conversations with. You're going to meet up with a pal in some way, and you are going to discuss.
You're going to forage.
You're going to forage.
That's what. Well, I think you're going to discuss.
Do you
wanna start that over real quick?
I was trying to think of like the term for it.
Yeah. And I didn't.
Like-
that felt passive aggressive of me to even be like, "Do you want to start that over real quick?"
No.
Can you
It didn't
imagine
feel that way.
somebody saying that to you in a conversation, like as you're kind of like you kind of mess up the
In a
conversation?
conversation, you'd be like, "Oh my, am I being filmed?" No. I was trying to think of the best word for saying like you're discussing goals, but is that the term we want to use at the start? Meaning,
Yeah.
like, you're foraging because you're gonna
I
talk
think
about
we were-
resolutions.
Guys,
I
here's the
guess.
thing: we started writing out kind of like a goal planner, and then we were like, "This feels
A little
Nah.
stiff. A little stiff.
oh, I can't imagine
Little stiff. So we're like, what if we were like in the woods?
What if there were like trees and stuff? Ooh. And what if
Kinda
you were
fun.
like, I don't know, what if you were like with your pal
with your
and-
buddy? And then we were like, oh, guys, I would say most of our conversations about what kind of episode to do starts by us being like, well, we really want to talk about this thing. And then we'll be like, okay, what's the angle we want to talk about this thing about? And then we'll do that for a little bit. We'll come up with something we think we like, and then we'll go, oh, it's friendship. Oh, it's like pals.
Oh.
Oh, that's the point of our
It
podcast.
was there all
Oh,
along.
we built it this way. We built
this city.
Someone in the comments called it the palaxy.
And we want you to know that's been
Thank
huge for us.
You.
Hey, that's been huge for us.
That is the word we've been looking for.
Yeah, all this time, and it's actually really embarrassing that it took us this time.
Because we're like, not Pal's World.
Yeah, not Palaverse. That doesn't really make
like,
sense.
we were really
it
sure
was
to-
there the whole
Galaxy?
time. Guys, the number of words, I'd say a week, that one of us will come into the room and be like, oh my gosh.
What was the one you said the other day? We were talking about like
Ooh. Oh, Palentine's Day.
Valentine's
We
Day.
were literally like, are you kidding me?
Right.
It's too easy. Guys,
And-
it's too
and also-
easy.
to address the comments that we know we're gonna get. This is a press conference moment.
Ooh.
Press conference.
Roll
moment.
it
We haven't
out,
had
roll
one of
out the
those in a
table.
minute. We
Mhm.
are not
coffee.
anti-Galentine's Day.
Mhm.
We're kind of working tandem of Galentine's
Yeah.
Day, I'd say.
Yeah, we are. I'd say at
We
all
support
times.
them.
Yeah, if we are on our like we're running right, and we look over to the side, there's Galentine's Day.
There's
Hey girl.
Hey, girlfriend! And we'll throw
Yeah,
some over
yeah,
there.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got you.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, we're bumping into Galentine's Day at the bar.
Yes.
That's the whole
And
thing.
we're going, we just it's kind of like an East Side, West Side thing. Like,
you know, the
for,
famous.
for like LA women. Does that make sense? Because there's just
So
a different
Palentine's
vibe.
Day, Palentine's versus Galentine's. Well, I don't know though, because I feel like we've done Galentine's.
We absolutely have.
Yeah, we did a whole Super. It was half
But,
a Super
brother,
Bowl
we've
party.
talked a lot of talks that aren't necessarily like who we are. Does that make sense? Like, you and I know how to like vibe with a lot of different groups of people. Even though like this is our natural setting, I'd say.
This
but
is
we're
our
not
yes. This is our
around
instinct.
a lot of other groups.
Yes,
I would say.
but we do put it on the internet.
But that it feels I don't know.
You guys
We
are the
recorded,
pals. That's
but,
the whole
like,
point. That's the whole point. Wow. Turns out the whole point was friendship. Oh my gosh, guys.
See what we mean? It's right there every time. It's right there every time. So you're gonna get with your pal, and you're gonna talk.
It's not the matcha.
It's not good. It's not good. But I'll take a sip to be with you. I'll go ahead.
You don't gotta do that, brother.
I got it.
Somebody put
We're
a
back.
pencil in his mouth.
Ugh, we don't like our drinks. You're with a pal,
You're with the pal.
and you're going to be setting goals and resolutions for the year. Now, we challenge you to discuss them, kind of just like toss them out there. Any like big, small, whatever. Throw some out there. See which ones like your friend kind of reacts to, or like, because a lot of times I feel like my friend will throw out and be like, I've really been thinking I want to do this thing, and I'd be like, I can so see that for you, and I think that's really encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
From a friend. So see what your friend really responds to.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys have a goal that can kind of be like a shared goal. Well, like you both want to get outside more that
You
year.
both want to be moving more. You both want to spend
You
more
wanna be
time
more-
journaling.
Yeah,
You both
wanna
want
be
to read more.
creative.
But the idea is in this time period, you are in the woods and you are foraging for the things that instinctually get you excited?
Mm-hmm.
What are you reaching for that you're like, this could be real good
Yeah.
stuff right here?
Yeah.
And you talk about it with your pal so that you can kind of have a sounding board that you know this person is somebody who believes the best for you
Yeah.
and also is like willing to challenge you too.
And it's fun to like get to strive for something with a friend.
And also in that time period, being careful about, I had an old therapist say this and I'm always going to say it, but it's being careful about framing it around, don't be saying I should be moving more, I should be eating better, I should be any of that. Instead, phrasing it into a possibility so that it's more exciting than it is daunting. It's like, I could be moving more. And when you say it that way, it's like, oh, well, what are all the things I could find as a way of movement that I could fall in love with?
When we talked about like what is very effective in motivating us, we have a lot of discussions about thinking back on our younger selves and being like, we know that like if I showed my younger self like me now, she would be like so excited. You know what I mean? Which is a very cool feeling. But like there's going to be a future you that's going to feel that way about this version of you. Like I even feel that way about myself like a year ago. You know, you look back on that and you're like, oh, you have such like love for that person. Or like, you know, you're kind of like, she knew so little.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very heartwarming. So think about yourself that way. Like think about your future self and be like, what do I want my future self to be like proud of in that way?
And in knowing that you're almost like time traveling in a sense because you're relying on your future self enough based on your track record of looking back fondly on yourself to be able to encourage you in the future. And also you are going to be looking at yourself compassionately in the future one day. Look at yourself like that now and then you can kind of pull yourself closer to
gives
that future self.
A little perspective. But what you're going to do is once you've gotten these goals and stuff like that, you're going to want to like get to the heart of why you have this goal. Because if you don't have like a firm reason why you want to do this thing, then it's going to like pretty quickly disintegrate because you're not going to have a real like strong good reason to do it. I feel like health is just a huge one. Yeah. Because it's so easy to have the wrong why for like wanting to be like healthy, you know?
And for it to veer off, if you don't have that firm why, a lot of times so many of these goals can become these just compulsions, obsessions that really take things over
because you're never achieving what you actually want,
and
like,
you never will.
Yeah.
It's like the system around you is also designed to make you think you haven't ever gotten there. So if you have a good reasoning though, you're just going to be on a better track from the jump.
Which like we can give an example. Like Millis and I have kind of discussed. We're kind of always talking about our goals and stuff of like I want to do this, I want to do that. You can picture that for us. But we both were kind of like, we want to eat out less in the coming year. Just like for money reasons. And so that's kind of our why, right? Because we want to eat out less. But then that could mean a lot of different things where it's like, why do you want to eat out less? Well, for us, it really is like, we want to be saving money. And we just want to be like more financially like responsible in that way, I think. And
just
like
healthier in general.
for you. And then the healthier thing could be like, well, why do you want to be healthier? And it's like, I just like want to, we have so many friends that have such a positive relationship with fitness. And like, they're like, I just want to like feel the best I can in my body, not image wise. Like just like mentally, I want to feel better in my body. Like I want to have more energy.
It's like actual self-love driven health.
Because that's so sustained. Like that's
and it's not
so
aesthetic based either. That's like the biggest thing is if you,
because if you're like, I can move more, then it's like, say you have kids, you're like, I can be like playing with my kids more. Like that is so rewarding. Like being able to function well in your body. Yeah. But that can obviously really slip out of control.
Obviously. As it has. Maddie goes
for a different time.
Different time.
But so I think it's important to have those conversations and like get to the why of it to make sure you have like a steady foundation for that. Yeah. Because we don't want to like go the wrong direction for it.
And also, again, you are so much more likely to complete the goal. Actually complete the goal if it genuinely excites you. Yeah. And it is something that is...
It's improving your life in like multiple facets where it's like saving money aspect is like now we have more money to like be able to actually intentionally spend it on things that like either for the podcast or like an experience that we really want to do and stuff like that. Like there's so many other freedoms to these goals.
And also just learning more about food as almost like a... Just viewing it more as like each one.
And you don't have to have that goal, by the way. That's just like, I think that's just a common one that you
And that's also for us literally this year.
That is the mutual
This is frankly
goal
the first time that we've ever really had that goal.
Like a one that we want to, because I think we also both are just like, we feel good about this.
Yeah. So this year, and the eating out is such an easy one to be like, and there,
I can trim that out of my life.
Yep, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can try.
But then it's also like then when you get to go out.
Yeah, then it
is
feels
like
more special.
Yeah.
So it's like,
there's a lot of reasons.
yes.
And
And
so the why is strong.
the
That's
why
what
is
we're trying to
strong.
say.
Maddie's going, the why is strong. You got a good
You gotta-
why on you. I'm sorry.
Can't you see
we gotta
that
get
for
the
Millicent and
button.
I? I think you and I could really crush being Sigourney Weaver's character in Holes. Being like, keep
Yep.
digging,
Yeah.
keep digging.
Oh,
Grandpa,
yeah.
I'm tired.
That's too damn bad.
That movie rough.
Sorry if that just burst your eardrums, by the way. I would like to apologize.
So you're getting to your why.
Yeah, you've gotten your why. Now, after you've been foraging through these bushes, if we may paint that picture for you, you're foraging through the bushes. You're finding things. You're picking the
And then
berries.
you
Your
go,
friend's
"I
going,
like this
why?
ground."
Yeah. Loose outline,
You're
folks.
picking the berries. Your friend's going, why? I think you're looking for the berries. See, it's a work in progress,
That's
you
the
guys.
whole point,
so
guys.
I think you're foraging for berries, and then when you feel like this is a lot of berries, which means it must be fertile ground.
Oh,
so you're
yeah,
gonna
there's
be
mushrooms,
digging
too.
down.
We learned that.
Yeah,
Mushrooms means fertile ground.
So you're digging down,
You're digging.
and that's the whys. Each layer. Why?
Wow, yeah, that's good. That's good.
I didn't mean to outrule
No.
yours,
But as you're digging that, clunk. What's going on?
it's gold.
My God, you're gonna be you're gonna be one
gets
wealthy son of a gun.
Okay, forget the goal setting stuff. You buy a mansion. You're gonna buy love for the rest of your
you
life.
hide the gold. You get as much. You put the dirt back over the gold. You leave one of your relatives to watch the gold.
No, you
know
can't
the-
trust
What?
anybody.
You're right. You're
In
right.
these woods?
No, you're right. No, but you're with your pal. You leave your pal with the gold. Why are you looking at me like I couldn't trust you with the gold? Or like you couldn't trust me?
I think I would get scared. It's not that I don't think I could trust you. I think it would be a Roanoke situation where I think I would come back and it would be like, or you would come back and I would have had to like move for some other reason. Like there would have been like a threat and I had to move and I'd be like, you
track
would
you
taken
down.
me.
I'd track you down, brother.
So
I'd take this. I'd track you. I don't know why I just
I'd
now
like
realized
that.
we could take it down
we
that
did see
easily.
Nosferatu last night, so I think we've got a real like.
Yeah, sorry, Yeah, this is compliments of Brie.
Nosferatu.
Okay, so you've hit something. Clunk.
Clunk.
Okay, it's not gold.
Nah.
You dig
But
a little
it's
bit
not
more.
bad. It's a stern foundation, right?
A stern.
Stern. Sturdy, but I think is the word I meant.
Stern.
Sturdy foundation.
Firm.
Firm.
You want a firm foundation. That's what it is. If there's one thing I learned
So
growing
when you
up
got
in
a
church,
nice Y and a firm foundation.
you want a firm foundation.
Yeah, I think.
But anyways, as you're digging this firm foundation, you're hitting into something, and you look up, and oh no, we've hit the why not woods. Guys, I forgot what we were calling this woods, and then I was like, wait, it doesn't make sense for that to be.
No, I think that
You've hit the
you have to
woods.
start. You already are. I think in the woods, like the trees. Now that you got to conquer the trees, and that's the next
Listen,
segment.
and we
Anyway.
should have
so we're gonna
mapped
come
it
back
out.
with the why not.
We're gonna
woods.
come back and get this, guys. We're gonna be so on track with this analogy. You guys are actually
But I
gonna
think
be
we're
blown
getting
away.
there. It's kind of exciting to see this
Isn't
performed
it
in real
fun?
time, right?
Guys, that's
'Cause
the
there's
whole point.
little details.
That's the whole point, though. Did we not say this is the wilderness of the unknown?
Yeah.
You think we
Make
know?
it your own. If there's other
We don't.
detours for you, again, if you struck the gold,
Obviously,
we've given you a couple
you need to
options of
figure
what to
out
do with the
some
gold.
other options for that.
Call
if it's
us.
oil, I don't even know where to begin. If you find oil,
Who do I call?
Actually, though, what do you do? Because it's like at a certain point, you can't like. I don't know.
We're not worried about oil.
We're not looking for
Not
it.
in these woods.
Not in these woods. We don't know much, but we know we ain't looking for oil.
We're just building a house.
You guys get it. All right, we'll be right back.
House.
You there, traveler. Come this way. Come with us. Come with us. You're in the why not woods.
We were going to go back to the unknown for a second there.
Isn't the whole thing the unknown?
No, you're so right. I forgot. I forgot instantly. Here I was telling them we were going to be so on track, and I instantly forgot.
It's hard. We're learning this land.
We're still figuring it out. Whoa,
Yeah.
there, brother. Whoa. Slow down there, Lantern. She's swinging.
He's having fun.
Welcome to the Why Not Woods.
going to be here a brief time because we're chopping down wood.
You don't spend a lot of time in the why not woods.
But they're important to go here. You need things from here, okay?
You need things from here, and you need to bring your pal.
Yes, you need to bring your pal. Now, we'll talk through the different roles of the why not woods because one of them it's going to be you going through the why not woods, and the other time it's going to be defending your pal in the why not woods. Okay?
In these woods,
You got to look out for each other.
you gotta have a pal.
You got to have each other's backs. So when you have a goal, a lot of times we are immediately, we're like, it's too much money, or which we get. Like, listen, we're gonna go through these, but being like, too much time, I don't have time, or I can't do that. I'm not talented enough. I'm gonna be bad at it. Like, whatever the reason is, you need to get to you need to just keep saying like no to those reasons, because a lot of them, and saying them out loud, like saying your doubts out loud, like really takes away their power.
Yeah. In the same way that saying your goals out loud gives them power, by speaking about your doubts out loud, a lot of times they lose it. Because especially when you're with someone and they're able to instantly just kind of...
And a lot of times you can, like, when you say a reason in your head that you've been... Because a lot of times we don't even think through the reasons we're not doing something. We just kind of are, like, going with the feeling of, I'm not going to do that. And when you actually ask yourself, like, well, why am I not taking this step? It's like, is that reason a realistic reason to not be doing this thing?
Yeah. Is it, like, it can be valid, but is it really necessary? So if it's, like,
if you're, like, I want to take a dance class, like, say, like, you were, like, I have a lot of friends that, like, danced in high school growing up, and, like, in college and after college, it was, like, they had no, like, creative outlet, and that's really hard, like, especially when you grew up doing that stuff.
It's a lot of athletes, too, I know.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like, what do you do? And it's so cool. Like, our roommate is in, like, a softball league, and, like, it's cool to see people, like, there's so many options as an adult of ways you can do that. Like, I have friends who've taken, like, adult ballet classes who've never danced before.
Yeah, the internet rocks for that, truly. You're able to find groups, you're able to find classes, communities. So it's awesome. There's
a lot of, like, why nots that I think stop us that aren't as powerful as we think they are.
Yeah. And you don't realize how weak they are until your friend is like, what?
Yeah.
No, you kind of, I think, and to flip to when you are defending your pal in this time, the why not woods is meant for you to speak those aloud so that your friend can kind of actually give you a reality check that is in your best
If you're
interest.
the pal, there is a lot of times when your friend needs to just, like, rant things to you, and you need to be sympathetic to that. That's a part of being a pal, but this is not that time. This is the time to, like, fight those reasons off.
We get stern with our friends, and I think our house is good about this. We get stern with our friends, and they will get stern with us over if one of us is talking poorly about ourselves or is just instantly saying, oh, I'm just stupid, blah, blah, blah. And it is just in that moment, the way that somebody says something even in an offhanded way, that's going to be how you think. That's going to be how you act.
Yeah, even if you're like, my friend made that joke, but she knows that she's not stupid. It's like, yeah, but it's also nice to hear your friend defend you.
And to say,
like, for any
hold
even
on.
a silly reason.
Because if somebody else called them stupid, you'd be like, what
You'd
the
be like,
heck?
hey. So, like, don't, like, when you say those things about yourself, sorry, we're really making it, like,
a separate thing, but
a personal thing, but, like, your goal could be anything.
Yeah. But also, again, your friend's job, and you get to be this as your friend, you get to have the job of really just getting to kind of give that reality check.
Like, being the advocate for them,
and just being
too.
like, hey, actually, that's not valid because X, Y. Like, that's not going to hold you back because X, Y, Z.
Like, so what? Like, maybe that is
valid.
a challenge that you have.
Yeah.
And, like, or maybe we know somebody that can help you with that, or, like, you know.
Yeah. So, all this to say, your pal is going to take up their axe, and they're going to swing on your behalf.
We have to tell you guys, when Millicent and I put these capes on, we both were like, hang on. For audio listeners, we're wearing capes, and mine's blue, Millicent's is purple. They're kind of velvety. They have hoods, so we're putting the hoods back up as we were in the beginning, and we both were like, you look so
I know.
cute.
The second we put them up, we both looked up. It was like we both put the hood up and then looked up at each other. It was amazing.
It was crazy. And then we both started pretending to ride a horse, and then we both started chopping stuff down.
Yeah.
So we're at the chopping phase.
Yeah. Now you're going to start chopping.
Chopping that wood down because you don't need it anymore.
And also,
those doubts don't serve you anymore. And it's like, how many times then, like, because that's where regret comes from, is when you let those doubts win.
Tell them.
Because when you are in a couple years, you're like, man, if I just kind of started that thing, I would be in such a better place now, or I would be better at this thing, or
your future self
even if it's
is
like
really
therapy,
going to be grateful.
Like, whatever it is.
Yeah. Even if it is a hobby that you pick up and you only do for a year or two, you still got to experience how, like, doing that.
Yeah.
And then at some point later in your life, maybe you pick it back up again.
Yeah.
And you get to have nostalgia for this time period.
And
Guys,
maybe it's not
there's
about
no
the actual skill.
losses.
The number of like activities I've done and I do not do to this day, but I've made friends from, and like
Yeah.
I still hang out with those people. That could be the
amazing?
reason you're doing it, to just
Wow.
meet a friend.
Wow.
But also don't put the pressure on it to be that.
Hey. Ain't no pressure in these woods.
Ain't no pressure in these woods. Well, we're out of the Why Not Woods
Well,
now.
yeah, we're out of
because
the
we've
Why Not
chopped them down.
And you're carrying all this wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got all
But what
this
do I
wood.
do with it? What do I do with it?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
I probably should maybe like sketch it out first or something.
Yeah, before I start, because I have the foundation, but I really don't know what I'm doing from there.
I don't. Yeah, like I think.
Oh, yeah, guys, we were still pouring. So you had to chop down the trees, then you poured the foundation.
which is your why.
Yeah. Then
You
got the wood to build the house.
build the
you guys
house,
see where
but
we're getting here with the?
we're building
I
a
get
house.
this.
It's
a
small.
log cabin,
Don't
if
think
you
we're like
will.
taking over these woods. It's
not
humble.
like
It's
that. It's a humble
because we're
abode.
starting small.
Again, guys, if we were to find oil, we wouldn't say anything about it. We'd put the dirt right back on top and just
Yeah.
we'd chill. You know,
We wouldn't say anything.
if we find oil, you'll never know.
We like have a maple syrup company, but it's like clearly oil. We're like, it came from the trees.
But why?
They're like, it's the cheapest oil around, though.
Like, incredible deal. Oh my gosh, they're losing so
much
much
money.
money on this.
How much do you think of how much does a thing
Don't.
of syrup cost?
Oh, syrup.
Yeah.
What kind of syrup are we talking? Like maple
Mrs.
syrup?
Butterworth. Like 2, 3 more.
They got it at GBO, grocery bargain.
Because if you told
grocery
me it
outlet
was
bargain
6,
market.
I'd believe you. If you told me it was 3, I'd believe you.
I have a skewed perception of grocery store prices
That's true,
due to
'cause
the
you get
amount
grocery
of time
bargain
I
outlet.
spend
Yeah,
shopping
but
at
it
the
tells you-
grocery
you don't-
outlet bargain market.
You don't read the how much it was, how much it is.
Honestly, no. My
I
eyes
do.
go
I
straight
like
to that
seeing
big number.
that.
I said, I'm not there. I don't need to think about them.
I like being like, hee hee hee.
Yeah.
I know what they don't.
Yeah.
So you've got your. You're gonna need a blueprint. All right.
Gonna need that. Get your pencils.
Get your pencils,
paper.
and this is where you really start goal setting.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have your larger. So say that your thing is you want to get outside more, right?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Pretty vague goal though. Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of like immediate
What does
actions
that
there.
mean?
So
What does that look like?
what does that look like for you? So maybe that looks like you're like, I want to spend my weekends hiking more. Like I want to hike maybe like every Saturday morning. Okay, that's a great goal.
That's awesome.
That's so fun.
Oh my goodness.
You're
okay.
gonna love that. So, but then then you gotta plan that. There's a few things that need to happen. So this is the step where you're laying out like what are the 2, 3, 4 immediate things that you need to kind of have to make that happen.
Mhm. What does this goal look like in your world?
Yes.
These the goal being broken down, you're going to break it down into the walls of your house. You see where we're going, church? You see where we're at, church?
Church, I'm sorry, church. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Church. I didn't mean to be drinking at the stand. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Hey, we're one of those cool places.
Yeah, that was actually an IPA. And my wife, ooga ooga. That's my. I hope nobody took offense to
Talk
that.
about God's blessings. Talk about God's blessings.
I said, baby, you are looking fine tonight. It was always like a story about their date night, and then it would be like in church, and you'd be like, what?
That's where you cut it off. He's like, you know where it went.
And yeah, let's just say a God made woman in man's image. Everyone's like, what is that?
What is that? Does he mean?
Huh? Ooga ooga. That's his catchphrase. Oh boy, I hate how long we could do that bit for. An unbearable amount of time. I'll just let you know that.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
you got the blueprint.
you got
You're
the
setting the
blueprint.
goals.
You're
What-
setting the
what does-
goals.
it's important to think like, okay, so if I have the goal now of I want to hike every Saturday morning, what does that look like in my life?
Mhm.
What things need to change? Maybe I have to move something else from Saturday mornings. Maybe I need to go to bed a little bit earlier Friday nights to get up earlier on Saturday mornings. Like
Maybe I need to know where I can hike.
you got to start thinking, it's a ripple effect in your life when you make a change. And if you're prepared for it, you're just kind of riding the wave. You're just kind of like, I'll just
Hop
adjust,
on it.
tweak this a little here, tweak this a little there.
Yeah,
I got a little
bit
more
off the
time for
top,
this, a
bit
little more
off the
money for
bottom.
this.
Hey, I'll take a little bit off the sides.
Do you see what we're saying?
You see what we're getting at?
Do you? To you.
I'm not joking. I feel like none of you are being honest with us.
you.
Sometimes I'm feeling like,
I've been feeling like this lately.
whoa.
Yeah.
You have?
A little.
Let's explore that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a goal we'll talk about off camera. And that's why you have a pal.
Guys, that's the whole point.
It's so amazing to have a
Yeah.
goal aligned. Like
Oh,
Mills and I
Maddie.
Mills and I out
was
at our
friendship.
fourth. It was a friendship thing again, guys. We told you
it's about
it's always
friendship.
about friendship. It's always about friendship.
What were you going to say? I'm so sorry.
No, the we were talking about our goals.
It's yours.
It's okay. Blueprint, 4 walls.
Blueprint, 4
What's it
walls,
look
foundation
like
why?
in your life? Because you got
Truly, it's the idea of envisioning it. What are actionable, real things that need to happen for this goal to become the home, the building, the dream?
Yeah. What's a little gift you're going to give your future self by like putting in a little extra effort?
And during this
today?
blueprint phase too, you can set little mini like rewards or treats for yourself. You can be like, once the roof is up, I'll dance a little.
It can be about the journey to this goal, you guys. Like hustle towards the goal, but also like have a little fun along the way, because if you try and go too hard right away.
I just thought of this. And I'm just realizing that
this is a lesson Melissa needs to learn, though.
No, if you guys, I know that sometimes you guys recognize us from different things. We are the ones that originally said enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
That was us.
We also said not all who wander are lost.
That was, yeah. That one was big for us.
That one we were like, when Jeep called us about the tire covers for that,
yeah. And
we said of course.
And look, yeah, okay, we're the stick figures from Life is Good. All right, you got us.
Barbecue and beer.
Yeah,
Life is good.
That's me on an Adirondack chair. Yeah.
I'm not a fan, can I say?
We've talked about this a lot. We do not like Adirondack chairs.
I don't, and it makes me mad
No
because
one-
they act like they're going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
They're so chill. And then I'm
And
like,
I've never-
"Ugh,
and you know what?
You don't want me here.
For as brutal of a chair as the Adirondack chair is, I never see people using cushions on them or even blankets. I'm like,
No.
what?
No,
this
put
is not.
a cushion.
Why is the etiquette on this specific? Because most other outdoor furniture, the etiquette is kind of, hey, you
Tie
gotta have
cushion
a
to it.
cushion on
Tie
that.
a cushion to it. And it's cold.
Ugh.
And can I say what makes me the most mad?
Tell me.
I've been to the Adirondacks. Beautiful.
Yeah.
These chairs don't represent the Adirondacks.
Are the chairs there? They have
Yeah.
one of the chairs there.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I think that's probably why.
I think it's the wood. But cover it. It doesn't mean you can't cover it.
Yeah, cover it, guys. And if you have an Adirondack, you know what? I will say, at Walmart they're like the cheaper. I know at like some places they're
Which
the
blows
cheapest
my
option.
mind.
The plastic ones are actually not as bad for me as the wooden ones.
Millicent, I was
Because
gonna
the wooden
say
ones,
same
I'm like,
thing.
this is clunky. I cannot move this. The grass is dying beneath it.
It's
There
so
are
heavy.
18 spider
Not
webs just
practical
waiting.
at all. So you're building
You're building your dream. Are you guys with us? Are you catching? Are you with us? We're not with us. We have to look at our notes real quick. So you're giving yourself little treats. You're giving yourself little like milestones, and also part of having a blueprint as a contractor is giving timelines. Being like, hey, just so you know, this is like when
you're
you will
playing
expect
all
the
roles,
house.
baby.
Yeah.
But that's why you have your friend there. It's about friendship. Oh. Again? Every time. Every time. So you're with your friend. So you're setting these goals, but you're talking about it with your friend. You're building each other's foundations. Kind of. Your friend might also be like, "Oh, they might have done that goal the year prior," and be like, "Oh, you should do this thing.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Oh,
thing.
you should use this hacksaw on that wood.
Yeah.
To get that cleaner cut.
They might know a thing
They might
or two.
know that. They might say that thing. They might have that hacksaw.
They might have.
Hey, Papa would have that hacksaw.
They might have that exact info. I was just thinking of Papa.
I know. I was just thinking of Papa. Papa's
love-
right inside, I think.
Yeah, Papa came home early.
We love when
right
Papa
when
comes home.
right when we needed her. Papa comes home. We got a whole country song about that. Papa comes home. Papa comes home. It's kind of a big 80s ballad. Were you guys feeling that? Kind of like the song from Top Gun. I was remember being like, your theme song's like slow? Yeah. I get it. It's a good song. I'm not hating on it, but you're building your foundation.
You've built the foundation.
But you're doing it with a friend.
And by doing it with a friend, the goal of this is accountability. And as you're doing that too with the timeline, set up times with that friend, like, hey, we're gonna meet up if you want to have somebody who's gonna, and holding you accountable feels like a heavy phrasing for it.
Yeah, we were trying to.
We were really,
to be honest, guys, we tried to come up with a fun pals phrase. So if anyone like Palaxy person,
because
you want to come back and hit us with a
if you guys have any ideas for an alternative to like holding your like a kinder, more pal centric version of holding your feet to the fire, of like. Because that's
getting increasingly
crazy.
aggressive.
Yeah,
terms.
holding your feet to the fire. I want you to know, pal, I'd never do that.
No. Would you do one of the fire
unless
walks?
it was an infection, we were in the woods, and I knew that was the only way to sanitize the wound. But I'd let you like bite my arm if you needed to.
I wouldn't want to bite your arm. We have fabric, I assume.
Yeah, I'm assuming there'd be sticks too. I'm just letting you know that I would put myself through pain with you,
that.
and it would
I
be
get that.
you'd look
And I
down
know
and my
that.
foot's in the fire too. I'm going, I got you. If you burn, I burn.
I do think that there needs to be like a kind of term that's balanced out. That's got that aggression, but it's kind of like it's for your own good.
I'm almost
Not so
imagining like
aggressive.
what would the word be for some reason I have a visual in my mind of doodle jump.
Oh,
Like what's the word for being
Just
like the
going
little
up.
platform that like when they try to start falling back down,
like a barrier.
trampoline.
They are your foundation. It was friendship all along. Guys, it was friendship all along.
Do you guys get it?
It's always friendship. That's me watching Little Women. I guess that's sisterhood.
Yeah.
It's a little different. You've
But
you've
you've laid out
foundation
the
is your
foundation,
friendship.
right? So as the blueprint, guys, again, you want to be planning it out, but at a certain point, it's time to start.
It's time to start building. It's time
building.
to start taking action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
so
at a
now
certain
you know
point-
the things that need to happen. Like you might be like, I need to hire a babysitter this night of the week, or I need to whatever. You know, like the things that need to keep happening to make this goal a reality consistently for you. Go ahead and get that. Get your steady foot on that.
Yeah.
Then you start building it.
And listen, as somebody who loves to build furniture, not from scratch, I just mean if it comes with a manual, I love building it.
She does.
Do
you like really lock on into Legos? I don't think I've noticed that.
I've never
about you.
done a Lego. I've never done like a proper Lego set.
Brother, I would have gotten you one for Christmas. And
I've
we
like
haven't
done
even
like
done
the
our
little
Wicked
ones.
ones. We need to do our Wicked
But
ones.
I just like
Yeah.
love. But part of that, like the build, is by doing the preparation and like laying I like to lay everything out in its alphabetical order and like with everything and kind of stack everything up so that I have a visual of everything that needs to happen, and that can feel overwhelming. But then because I have it all laid out as I'm moving forward with each step,
I don't got to worry about that.
I don't got to worry about where it's going to be. I know it's going to be laid out somewhere.
Whenever I watch cooking shows, I'm so envious of how they have all their ingredients pre-poured in a little bowl, and I'm like, all they gotta do is pour it in.
Must be
All
nice.
they gotta do is pour it in. I don't gotta go searching for it. So that's all we're saying. Start.
Yeah.
You gotta start. Once you get those foundations in place, then you gotta start taking action.
Yeah.
What are the minute goals that you need to set?
Yeah.
So it might be like buy a journal. If your goal is to journal more, buy a journal.
Those small steps that you can take to set you up to do all of that. Because it's like you need the certain supplies. And
So like for us, we had said that we want to like together like eat out less. So like a big thing would be like we know that we want to be excited about like the food that we're eating at home still, and because we know if we're not, then we're just like not gonna eat out home.
Yeah.
So and there's so many fun recipes to have and easy ones online now. We have an air fryer. Like we're pretty easy to please.
yeah, listen.
Like-
I'll just slap some ketchup on whatever. and be
Anytime anyone
happy.
makes something at the house, we're all like, it's so good. So we know that we need to like look up recipes, and then we know we need to like schedule a time in our week to go grocery shopping together. So like those are the minute steps that we're talking about that you should be like ending your goal planning with.
Yes.
And maybe do them with your friend or text each other like to hold each other accountable for it. Again, accountable. It's just
and breaking it down, because it's like, guys, you're not gonna assemble the whole cabinet and then build the drawers. Usually, you're gonna build like each of the steps. Well, no, hold on. Maybe you will do that.
You're not gonna assemble the whole cabinet and then build
I'm just
the
thinking of the
drawers.
order that they usually go in for IKEA stuff, where it is like you assemble kind of like the around part, and then you get to the drawers. It's like you're not gonna jump in, like, because I don't know, the drawers have the hinges and that could be overwhelming. But guess what? Just
True.
focus on right here, step 1,
Yeah.
step 2, step 3.
Just start putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And soon you'll be walking out that door.
And having that plan in place again with your pal of, okay, what is this going to
And
look
how
like
can
for
I
us?
support you in
How?
that?
Yes. What is the best way for me to encourage you for my presence and I guess companionship in this to serve you best?
And this might give you anxiety to think about,
Yeah.
like to be like, oh my gosh, to be held in account, like, but good. Like that's how
Yeah.
you get stuff done. It's like, and it's a loving pressure.
yeah, and
It's
also
not. That's why it's so safe.
And also these conversations at the beginning can be really good of, hey, I respond best to even just having to report to someone. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have to, it could literally just be,
Deadlines are so helpful.
yes, it could just be, hey, it makes me really nervous about it coming across as anger. You could literally say, hey, once a week, we have to both send each other a summary of kind of our progress report. And if we don't have anything, can you just send me a GIF of like someone like drumming their fingers or something? And then that'll be, and like maybe that's all that is. And that's all that you want to have. Or it can be as much as, hey, I want you to actually be like, come on, or checking in throughout the week and saying, hey, did you move today? Or something like that.
I just think there's so many creative ways to be like helpful in your friends'
Yeah.
goals that are like feel so loving, and like even if you think like writing them a little letter won't be encouraging, like that stuff always is.
Yeah.
Like don't fight that own doubt in your head to be a supportive friend. Like if that's how you feel inclined, like text your friend that you love them, like tell them that you're thinking about them. Like that means a lot to people.
I love the idea too. I instantly thought of, in the past we have used sticker sheets for encouraging each other, and I'd like to get
We've had
back
a lot
into
of
that.
methods.
Yeah, we have. We've really cranked through some DBT books.
And we'll share that. And
we're
don't
gonna- hey,
you think
and
that we're
trust-
keeping that knowledge all to ourselves?
and trust,
It's coming
pals,
to you, friends.
we will be getting into that. We keep
I can't
dropping
wait
it
to
in
show
there.
you the cartoons.
Yeah, I like to think that they're like, which one of them, or is it both of them? I feel like it's pretty clear.
We're like vote.
Yeah, but which one of us is the one who went through the mental illnesses? All right, take your
Whole time. TikTok, do your thing.
Oh no, do not do your thing, please. What was I gonna say?
Friendship.
Oh, right. It's always go back to friendship. It is always back to friendship. Oh, but we were talking.
We were talking about the first steps, the baby steps, the things you gotta do, the things you gotta do if you want to make your dreams come true.
You gotta do.
You do beloved.
I say you gotta do.
Church. Ooga ooga.
His wife has
Sorry,
left
my
the
wife
sanctuary.
walked by. Bye, honey.
So look, guys. I feel like we made this crystal clear from start to finish.
You're in the woods.
You're in the unknown.
You're in the unknown.
It doesn't have to be the unknown forever, though.
No,
And
you
it's
can
not
know
fun.
even a little bit of it, which is so special. You don't gotta know it all.
Yeah.
Knowing this little bit.
But at the end of
Might be enough.
2025, you'll be pretty grateful to yourself if you really like did something with this.
And your house doesn't gotta be finished.
And it doesn't got to be perfect or huge.
No.
Just the idea is you have something to like that you can proudly be like, imagine
This is
yourself
what
being
I've
able to take a
been
picture with
working
your
on.
thumb pointing back at something. What would you be proud to have your thumb pointing back at?
I also feel like
I don't know.
this is a weird, like, I don't think it's a weird social thing, but like having hobbies really eases my mental anxiety at social functions. Like having something to talk about and share, like not being like share about myself, but like I do feel like I weirdly struggle sometimes. People are like, "How are you?" Or I'm like,
And also,
I don't know what information you want to know, but like if you've been like, "Oh, I've been taking these classes and I've been having a really good time and like meeting a lot of friends," like that's a really fun thing to get to talk about and share with people, and then they might have stories to share
Yeah.
with you about it.
and when people ask if you have a job that maybe doesn't is maybe just there to help you pay the bills, that doesn't necessarily excite you, and somebody asks you, "What do you do?" When you have hobbies and like you can say, well, I do, like I work in this, but I do.
Yeah, I really
this.
love to. Like,
I love to do
this,
X, Y, Z.
Or I've been
Like,
trying
you don't
to
even
get good at this or
Yeah.
whatever.
And it's also, there is power again in saying things out loud and saying, I am a writer, I am a painter, I am an artist,
Yeah.
I am a dancer,
Yeah.
all of that. There is so much power in identifying like
And people
in that
then
way.
give people a chance to like relate to you and be excited for you. Like
Yeah.
don't turn that down.
And allowing yourself too to embrace the idea that you're not going to be good at something right away too.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, and
I
being
think
able to
this is-
laugh with it.
I know we have a lot of like college pals. And I feel like that is something that I feel like my parents are gonna laugh at this, but like I don't feel like I necessarily struggle with this, but like embrace the support that people want to give you. And I think that's especially tough when you're in college, because I feel like sometimes it feels like adults are a little like, it's a weird age gap.
Yeah.
Like coming home from college and your parents are like, you're both adults for the first time together, so it's like and you don't live at home anymore, so like what's the power dynamic there? But I think like accepting whatever love people want to give you, like if they want to ask questions and be supportive of you, like in college, like don't roll that off. Like let them be a part of your life.
Yeah, they want to be able to be excited for you.
Yeah, it was not to call out my cousins, but it has been cool when I go home. Like my cousins that are in their early 20s now, like they have like a different relationship with their parents now, and like they kind of like being friends with them and like hanging out with their family, and it's very sweet to see.
Yeah, even just and it goes for like all ages though too. My sister-in-law who had a kid, or my nephew is now 9 months old, but she recently was like, yeah, whenever I'm playing guitar, and she said it kind of offhandedly, and I was like, wait, you're playing guitar again? She had played it in high school, had like even done like bands and stuff, and then had just she was like, yeah, I'm having to pick it back up again. But whenever he's napping or whenever I have a free moment, like that's kind of like what I do with my free time. And that is so beautiful and perfect and wonderful. And also just like, I feel like for new moms and everything, having that thing that you're able to like pour yourself into, because you just created a life.
Having
and it's like you can create in this way.
And obviously we're advocates for that, and we will do a whole episode on having a creative outlet, but like that is so necessary. And it's so like, even if it's something small while you're like watching TV at the end of the night, like do something. Because it's freeing.
Yeah. I think like everybody's kind of like, think back to when you were in high school and you were bored in class and you doodle or something. It's just kind of, even if you just are like, at the bottom of my planner each day, I'm going to doodle one little cartoon.
Yeah.
Just do that. That's a little fun. Just a little bit of fun and whimsy. But this was about goals. And the idea is get with your friends and get excited about it. And this is also part of the circle up. Circle up with each other. And then as you're doing it too, ideally you are doing this maybe with just like one person, but you can also like, you can connect with a group of people, or there's like writing groups and all of that to hold you accountable. But the whole idea is with this to have someone that is actively rooting for you.
Yeah. And like helping you set realistic goals and stuff. It's just so valuable to have somebody else there that like you get to also equally support. Like that's how you're paying them back. Like it's a beautiful circle.
Yeah. Circle up. Oh wait, we can go. What if we did like circle up? Wait, no.
We're doing witchcraft. Us in our like caves being like
circle up.
Circulus Uppius. Remember Elephant the Elephant?
Hear him blow, see him blow, butterflies everywhere, go, go, go. That was his little song.
You're like, oh, that one?
Oh, that elephant? Yeah, we knew each other. Did you know Elephant? I feel like I never saw you at his parties.
Oh, that's weird. He never mentioned you.
I never saw you there when he was blowing.
I didn't go. Oh, yeah. Well, kind of like he would like come over and blow for my family. Like it was kind of more we were family friends.
Oh, okay. So like your parents knew each other.
Yeah, and then it was like we were the kind of whole like will they, won't they? Like all throughout growing up, everyone would be like,
that's
they
weird.
Should get together.
We were they were doing it. So.
Well, that's because like you got to be the girl that like everyone like doesn't like in the movie when like the real girl shows up and everyone's like, she's in corporate clothes. Ugh. Bob, no thank you. That's every girlfriend that's gonna be broken up with for the main girl in a rom-com.
It's always a girlfriend that's like killing it in the city too. Yeah, it's like, oh my god,
and you know, and she's better off, and that's kind of the point of I think in Pretty in Pink.
That's kind of beautiful.
We gotta end this.
You're so right. Sorry guys, we were getting sidetracked. Anyways,
hey, let's
set
build
your
this
timeline.
house.
Let's build this house. Build this house. Build this house with pals. And just in case you were wondering, by the way, this whole episode is the challenge.
Yep. Oh, did we lose you?
Did we lose you? It's all right.
It's okay. We're not sure where that cut off. So, we're just going to say goodbye, and hopefully you didn't miss too much.
We're going to say goodbye. You're going to get back to your foraging with your pals, and we'll bump into you again one day.
We're sure we'll see you on the road, in the forest of the
unknown.
Surely
someday. Stay safe.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I bonked you. No, a casualty in the woods. No, he jumped. That was crazy. That was crazy. You having him jump out of you like Alien.
House. Oh,